Good morning. Good evening.
Who knows?
I don't know what time it is. I have no idea.
Oh, it could be any time.
So there's a lot of guitar lines out there, right? There's at least three.
At least 3. 2 matter. Sorry.
That was really funny. But we want to talk about what guitar and what guitar manufacturer, what guitar line ends up being the most displayed guitar and the least played guitar
No.
of all collections across the board. And then we started talking about this earlier today, and we just started like, we're thinking like the big three. And then we think, but there's all sorts of other little categories of weird collectors.
Yes.
Like myself, Derek included. Like I was like, oh, we're outliers.
Yeah.
And we like weird things too.
Yes.
And then I don't know if you really display things.
Not really.
Just your she shed, but
That's it.
and I don't display anything in my house. I have them on like just a little stand on the part of the living room.
I might have one guitar at a time out, but it's not really displayed is the wrong word.
Yeah, mine don't, because but I also have children. They've been trained in, by trained I mean beat down.
Yeah. No, my kids. Yeah.
Like the cool sort of old ones, like the sort of shitty ones.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like vintage Gretches, like acoustics. Those Sears and Roebuck ones.
Well, I immediately think like old Harmonies or old K's, because they look so cool. Those I've never
Electros.
seen a guitar like that. I see it and I just want to touch it, and then I'm like, oh,
It's like a girl at the club.
okay.
But no, it is like you're so excited and you play them. Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You wake up the next morning next to it, the lights hit it.
Yeah.
And like, this guitar is not as pretty as it's not Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman,
No.
but she looks great in that movie.
Very few things.
I forgot about the blonde wig. Oh my god, the silver platinum wig, gorgeous. It's like, honey, you don't have to line dime me. I'm a sure thing. But no, so that's one sort of set of collections that becomes like wall hangers, and you don't play them that much.
Right.
Like I love the Hagstroms.
Yeah.
But after playing them, it sounds like my fingers smell like acid.
Right. But they look awesome on the wall.
They look awesome. Another grouping is the Gibsons.
Yes.
And we see lots of these, and I saw some of the Chartons too. So it's the Chinese Martins, the Chinese Gibsons. Those are the sort of collectors that want to have this big blingy collection. They know it's a sort of a faux collection.
Well, if you're just hanging it up, doesn't matter if it plays or resonates, right? Like,
No. Or some of them play well.
some of them do.
I've played a great Chinese D41 forgery. I think it's a great playing guitar.
I mean, we had that Les Paul our friend sent us that
Gold.
it looked awesome on the wall, and all sorts of people would ask about it, right?
Yeah, I wanna buy it.
You know all that.
Well, why not? Because it's for suckers.
That's right.
No, but that's something people do. There's like that sort of lives with the Harley Bentons too. Like a lot,
Yeah.
they'll buy like the whole collection for $300
Yes.
and have like 35 guitars, and then they show their giant collection. There's the one collection guitar guy who has the one guitar, which is, I guess maybe us in our houses.
I mean, I don't know. I've been to people's houses where they had like a ton of guitars hanging up, and they maybe had signatures, but all the guitars are really shitty. They're all like the lowest tier, like Epiphones or like Austin guitars. Remember those things?
Yes, well, so that's the one like where you're or a signature guy.
Signature guitars. Yeah.
You want to get like signatures like, but if you have the
And that's cool though, because some of those guys don't play at all. There is literally just kind of fun.
it's wall art.
Memories. Yeah.
Well, I've seen people buy like really expensive guitars for wall art too,
I have on occasion as well.
and I'm okay with that because they're really pretty. It doesn't matter if I'm okay with it because I'm an idiot.
Yes.
Whatever I say, it should not. I can't.
It makes me a little sad if no one plays an awesome guitar, but
Still, it's wonderful.
yeah, it's fun.
It's just it'll find its life eventually. I look at us all as caretakers for these guitars just for the short term anyway. Then
I'm going to have mine destroyed in my death, and then the pieces buried with me, sprinkled
in a Viking Technia.
on the ship, on fire.
God bless you, Sanctimus.
My son will probably keep missing with the arrow.
Let's get into the classics. Let's get into the big ones.
Okay.
So there are the Gibson collectors.
Yes.
Let's talk about the electric ones. And so there's the R9 guys.
All right.
We have, and like they're gonna have like a collection of like R9s and R8s. And to the uninitiated, they all look the same. Which is a very expensive.
They're all sunburst. They're all brown.
It's a very expensive collection for people that aren't guitar collectors that don't like. So when you bring people in to see them, if you're not a guitar guy, you're not gonna know what you're looking at.
Yeah, you're not gonna care or be impressed at all.
You'll be
Guitar guy's gonna be impressed.
You'll be impressed by like the sort of the old shitty collection more. So like
Probably.
like, crazy one's got weird horns on it, and
Oh, look at this was purple. It's so shiny. Look at those sparkles. Those rhinestones are amazing. Yeah.
do you like the Keith Urbans?
Yeah. Or those the special edition Estebans we had.
I mean, every Esteban is a special edition, in my opinion. I think Estebans are awesome.
Only if they were judged by the master.
If you,
Esteban himself.
I was thinking Philip Seymour Hoffman. I don't know what else.
What?
It's a long reach, but there's a movie called The Master too.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. And he was great in Hunger Games
He was
as well.
all true.
Well, especially the last one where he was dead, and they CGI'd him in there. They put his face in. This was like early days of that. There's the Fenders not as much, honestly, because the Fenders get played more. I've noticed.
I think that's true. I mean, yeah.
It's
I'm trying to think like why that is, but it is sort of true.
so we've now entered the world of like just when you're spending a lot of big bucks in your collection.
Yeah.
And then, but should we just wrap it up with the number one?
I mean,
It goes without saying, it's pretty easy.
how would you not know this? Yeah.
And Paul Reed Smith guitars.
Or just first guitars.
I mean, those guitars.
Trying to start that. Because guys, don't say PRS first guitar.
That's the way we say it in the South down here.
I lived in Persis.
No, I mean, like those guitars we have to objectively say they're the prettiest guitars.
They kind of are.
Like hands. So like if you're somebody who wants to show off,
I mean, because like when people come in the shop right now, the way it's laid out, and they're not guitar players per se, because a lot of people will just wander around our little town. They just want to walk in and they make a quick loop to look at things, and they come in the door, sort of around. They look at the wall of Fender custom shops that most guitar players would stop and be like, "Oh, cool," and they always think, "Oh man, these guitars are all old. That's kind of neat," and then they migrate right over and stop, and you can kind of see their eyes get big. The PRS wall. They love the PRS wall. And usually they're looking at the SCs. When they're like, these are so pretty.
I've told the guys at Pierce, I'm like, stop making the SCs so good. There's a yellow one, semi-all, that I think is just the jam that we have right now. I go up there and play it every once in a while. I'm like, I think that and the DGTs, I just am obsessed with those guitars at the moment. But no, like, we actually play them. But I said that I was playing with Sean the other night. He was playing the Fender Custom Shop. I was like, I could grab any guitar in the shop. I grabbed the little SC, semi-hollow.
It sounded great.
I was playing it through a Magnatone, like the nicest Magnatone. So it's like, but it worked, and it was perfect. It was something different. I didn't want the sound of a Strat. I didn't want, I didn't want the sound of a yucky Les Paul. I wanted, I want something different and singing great.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are often become guitars that are just, they're hung and they're looked at, because you can get an SE for somewhat affordably, not Harley Benton affordable, but
reasonable.
and you have like a banger of a looking guitar.
To hang up. Yeah, that's true.
And you can, if you want to jump into CEs and stuff neat, you can. You don't need to.
Not for this. No.
No, but the cores, when you get something in the private stock,
But I mean, like PRS, the core stuff is expensive, but compared to like that Gibson custom shop we're talking about,
it's really not.
it's really not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's all absurd. We live in a crazy world. Let's fully admit that. All of us in this game, it's insane. It's crazy. All you boutique builders out there, if any of you are watching, you guys live in a crazy world too. Oh, it's been talented. We're still building guitars. Listen, you're not Picasso at this point, but he's painted faces with crooked eyeballs, and they say, oh, shut up. That's my point. I don't know. I don't even know my point anymore.
People are, well, there's no point. There is no point.
No, there's no.
I think the point is we get blind to what reality. Like in my brain, budget guitars are like $2,000, which is always absurd. Like I'm the first to admit that is absolutely
The fact that like a Fender
spoiled.
Mexican Standard is now $850.
Oh yeah,
Soon to be more, I have a feeling. So just if you want one, get it now. All these like sort of specials and post-Christmas specials happening. And I don't care if you buy it from us. Buy your guitars now. There's interest rates are going up. Everything's changing in 2023. Slight little things doing this. The dragon curve.
the dragon curve. Is that a real?
I met with the financial advisor, and I was like just making up all this stuff the other day. I was like, the dragon curves of our economy. He's like, Jesus Christ, you're my client? I'm like, yes. And the flaming open mouth and the head of it, and then the poopy tail. I said, is it going to end up or is it going to end down? And he's just, God, Lord. We're sitting here
Like, yeah.
reading pizza. He's like, God, thank God you invest with me and don't have to meet with me very often because you're an idiot. That's probably what he was thinking the whole time.
I'm sure that's what he was thinking.
It's like, gosh, just keep sending us sweet bucks. I need to be investing with Chris Collins, Edward Jones, the finest. I was texting him the other night. I was like giving away slogans. I was like, man, remember your slogan is like, he ain't smart, but he's pretty. He ain't smart, but he's good. I just keep trying to figure out the best.
One day you're gonna get it. You're gonna nail it.
Like my dentist, he ain't good, but he's cheap. I think it's great. I think that's all we got.
I think that's it.
I think so it's a fun journey. Like, we're all collectors here. Whatever kind of collector you are, like, enjoy it, revel in it, have fun with it. It's absurd that we do it.
It's true.
It's crazy. Like, I just love looking at guitars. You might be an Ovation collector, and all the power to you. That's awesome.
I mean, that would be kind of cool
It'd be
to
awesome.
have like every model Ovation ever made.
I mean,
Got the leaves.
well, because I mean,
Small
Derek and I were looking at vintage guitars. They like, you can't afford like the vintage guitars and rails anymore. Like, Gibsons and Fenders. It's like, Gretsch's are still a possibility, sort of. They're getting out of reach too, and a lot of them suck. The vintage ones. So you have to be careful.
It's very rarely old Gretsch is better than a new Gretsch.
Rose in a toilet bowl.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's a good analogy. I like this. Thanks for joining us.
We shall see you next.
Click like, subscribe,
Hit the old bell.
and marry BD in the future.